During the Ming Dynasty, in the town of Shening, there lived a diligent woodcutter named Liu Changqing. He would spend all his days chopping firewood on the mountain, except during festive occasions when he would rest at home. One day, after finishing his work and on his way down the mountain to return home, Liu Changqing encountered an amiable, kind-looking white-haired old man who introduced himself as Old Man Du. Liu Changqing engaged in a friendly chat with Old Man Du, and learned that the latter had two exceptionally beautiful daughters, June and Spring. At this point, without uttering a word, June and Spring arrived on the scene and coyly winked at Liu Changqing, prompting him to feel tempted. Overcome by the sight of their beauty, Liu Changqing's nose began to bleed profusely. Upon seeing Liu Changqing's interest, Old Man Du quickly comprehended his intention, and proposed that Liu Changqing marry both of his daughters, and live with them in a luxurious mansion nestled in the mountains. Liu Changqing spent 6 months residing in Old Man Du's household, where he lived constantly with the two sisters. The trio shared a loving relationship and spent their days singing together, enjoying a life of utmost comfort. In addition, Old Man Du appeared to have an unlimited supply of food and money, ensuring that Liu Changqing no longer needed to chop firewood for a living, nor worry about his basic needs. Living in luxury for a prolonged period eventually began to take its toll on Liu Changqing, causing him to feel exhausted. Furthermore, during his time in the village, the villagers had ridiculed him numerous times for not being able to marry. Driven by a desire to prove himself and show off his newfound prosperity, Liu Changqing decided to take the two sisters down the mountain and impress the villagers. The two sisters noticed Liu Changqing's desire to leave, but they refused to go with him, insisting that he remain with them on the mountain. Liu Changqing was left with no choice but to stay for another 2 months. One morning, he awoke feeling weak and almost toppled over, realizing that something was amiss. Upon examining himself in the mirror, Liu Changqing was horrified to discover that his once healthy appearance had faded away. His face was sallow and sunken, and his body had become alarmingly emaciated. He questioned Old Man Du for an explanation, only to discover that the old man had gained a significant amount of weight in recent days, appearing plump and healthy. After some consideration, Old Man Du concocted a lie, claiming that Liu Changqing was suffering from malnutrition. He instructed his daughters to serve Liu Changqing meat-heavy meals, to help him quickly gain weight. As per Old Man Du's request, the two sisters brought all the big fish and meat to Liu Changqing's table. After 3 months of recuperation, Liu Changqing ate 3 bowls of rice for each meal. However, instead of gaining weight, he became even thinner and had to stop and rest while walking. Only then did Liu Changqing realize that something was amiss with Du and his sisters. He questioned why good people would live on a mountain with no apparent reason. One day, he decided to pack his belongings and sneak down the mountain. As he was leaving, he overheard the two sisters talking in the yard. June said with a smile, "I wonder when our elder brother will recover. We had to go to such great lengths to fool Liu Changqing." Spring said with a sad expression, "Our elder brother was gravely injured by the mountain god. Only by drinking Liu Changqing's blood can he slowly recover. Let's wait for 2 more days and then release him. After all, I don't want to serve him, and I want to treat my brother like an old father." Hearing what the two sisters had said, Liu Changqing was shocked. He didn't dare to stay there any longer and ran home quickly. After discussing with his mother, he found out that he descended from an immortal. Liu Changqing carried the blood of the immortal, which could heal the body of monsters. The Old Man Du living in the mountain was a willow tree monster. He had 2 righteous sisters who were also monsters. He often incited his sisters to help him lure men to his house, so that he could absorb their young energy. Old Man Du had been torturing dozens of men in the village, and the villagers tried to find and eliminate him, but they could never locate his hideout. leaving them with no choice but to succumb to their fate. However, a mountain god learned of Old Man Du's evil deeds and wanted to assist the villagers in catching him. Although he severely injured Old Man Du, he managed to escape with Old Man Du's two righteous sisters. For years, Old Man Du and his two sisters disappeared from sight. That was until Old Man Du discovered Liu Changqing and instructed his sisters to lure him in, so he could absorb Liu Changqing's essence and blood to heal his wounds. Whenever night fell, Old Man Du would sneak into Liu Changqing's room and extract a small amount of his blood essence as he slept. Old Man Du's physical capacity was limited, and he could only take a small amount each time, otherwise, Liu Changqing would have been drained of his essence and died. Once Liu Changqing discovered the truth, he refused to let Old Man Du and his two sisters get away with their crimes. He pretended to be unaware and invited them to a banquet, where he drugged them and made them fall asleep. While the three of them were sound asleep at the table, Liu Changqing took advantage of the situation and set fire to the place, burning everything down. From that point on, no strange incidents occurred in the village. Following the events, Liu Changqing was introduced to a girl through a matchmaker. Although she may not have been the most physically attractive, her kind and gentle personality captured his heart, and the two of them eventually got married and led a happy and stable life together.